Let's look at number 12. If the function p of x is equal to x to the fourth minus 31x squared minus 30x and has a real zero at x equals negative 5. So x equals negative 5 is a solution to that function. What does that mean? It means when I substitute a negative 5, I know p of x will equal 0. So p of negative 5 will result in an output of 0. We want to find all the other zeros. There's a couple different ways we can do this, but we're going to go back to this idea of using synthetic division. So the highest exponent is to the fourth. So 1x to the fourth. Okay, notice that there's no x to the third. So 0x to the third. If you miss that, you're not going to get the right answer. Minus 31x to the second, minus 30x to the first. And notice that there's no x to the 0. Again, you're going to find out the degree. It's degree 4, and everything has to be counted for. If something's missing, like x to the third or x to the 0, we're going to put a 0 in place. Now, when I teach this to students, I use the acronym MAMA, multiply, add, multiply, add. So we're going to drop down the first number and we're going to start by multiplying, and now adding down, and multiplying, and adding down, and multiplying, and adding down, and multiplying, and adding down. If we end up with 0, it tells me that this is a function. And you're thinking, why did you bother to do that? It already said up above that negative 5 is in fact a solution, or a 0, because the remainder now helps me. So the remainder is there's no x's here, there's 1 x, there's 2 x's, and then there's 3 x's. And so right now I'm going to start by looking here and going, hey, I can factor out an x. So when I factor out an x, I have 1x squared minus 5x minus 6 equals 0. And so I'm going to take both of these quantities and I'm going to set them equal to 0. So x equals 0. Well, there's another 0. And then I think this is factorable. What multiplies to equal negative 6 and combines to equal negative 5? That'd be negative 6 and positive 1. Each of these now is set equal to 0. So when I take this first factor, set it equal to 0. And by the way, on your AP test, yes, you have to show all of your work, even the simple work that seems time taking. So I believe these are the 4 solutions. These are the 4 solutions. X equals negative 5, x equals 0, 6, and negative 1. How could you make sure? Again, I'm not sure if this would be a calculator or a non-calculator problem, but what you could do is you could plug 0 back in. 0 to the fourth is 0, 0 squared times negative 1 is 0, times negative 3 times 0 is 0. So in fact, it does equal 0. When you plug in 6 and do the math, you should get an output of 0. When you plug in negative 1 and do the math, you should get an output of 0. These are my 4 answers, or 4 solutions, or zeros to number 12.